something. Everyone's doing the same thing, and they're all talking about one thing.
Bubbles.
No, not that. Israel's launch of preemptive strikes against Iranian nuclear sites and military targets.
I did see some comments about that.
Yes, I did. I'm joking.
I
There's bubbles in the chat, too.
They're talking about bubbles, but yeah, no, that broke like, 30, 40 minutes ago?
Yeah, really soon. My nephew actually texted me while we were setting up. And he said, Iran just got hit by Israel. He sent me a text. I'm like, oh, okay. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about a really interesting eagle, I guess, coming out.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll talk about something I mentioned on our last SilverPros, and that was reporting requirements by dealers to the IRS. There's some new information.
It's good info.
It's good info. Yeah, we'll share that as well. But
and Q&A.
And Q&A. How could I forget that? Yes, Q&A. And we have a poll going up. New people coming in to the live stream now that we've started the pre-show. Check out the poll at top.
Yeah, and I voted in that poll. Unfortunately, I'm a no at this point for June. I still have some planned purchases.
Yep.
And I know you have a special product coming out at some point, Yankee.
That's true. I'll definitely buy that.
So you got to have a little bit of dry powder in the keg.
Yeah, and I'll actually show while we're chatting or answering questions some of the silver that I purchased recently, actually in May, not in June. I actually have not purchased any silver in June.
Well, with the prices going up, I mean, it's kind of like I was hoping they would drop, but with this new news coming out, oil futures up 5% in the last hour, I think there might be a pop tomorrow.
I think so too. Yeah. So we'll show a couple of those charts, see what's going on in oil, gold, and silver there because of this news that just broke. Yeah, Walter, we'll talk about that. Israel striking Iran. Is this the open door for metals? None of us want to see the metals go up because of war. At least I hope so. I can speak for myself. I don't want that.
Right.
That is bad news, and, it's not a bad thing to prepare for something like that to happen with metals, but we don't wish it. All right. Yeah, I did a little bike riding today. I am sore.
Really? How far did you ride?
A lot of hills. I was training about 26 miles. A lot of hills. Oh,
26 miles.
Yeah, that's not that long. I'm doing a 40-miler.
26.2.
26.2, right? No, but we got some big plans for some bike trips and stuff coming up. So I'm trying to get my stamina from the winter back.
Yeah. What kind of bike do you have?
It's a hybrid, mostly for either pack gravel, off roads, or paved. So the tires are definitely, they have a nice bead for asphalt, but they also have the knobs. So if I need it, it's not a big wide tire. So I can, but it's not a street bike. You're not seeing Yankee in these tight little bike shorts. I don't do that stuff.
So, but is there like an electric component, or are you powering the whole thing?
No, Mrs. Yankee's got an e-bike. I got her one.
She's got the e-bike.
She's got the e-bike. I got a regular bike.
All natural.
Yeah. Okay. It's fun though, biking with her. It's a great thing to do. All right. I think it's time we get going. What do you think?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. Welcome everyone to SilverPros. So glad to have you here. I am with my buddy, my stacking friend, Silver Dragons. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, doing great, Yankee. Super happy to be here tonight.
7 seasons, dude.
I know.
We've really had quite an amazing run with SilverPros, and this episode's going to be a fun one.
Can I just say something real quick, Yankee?
Yeah.
I just realized this show is older than my youngest child. Is it? My youngest son, he's 6. And so, yeah, we've been doing this show a long time.
We have. We've covered a lot of ground, a lot of great guests, a lot of good Q&A, and we're going to have a lot of fun tonight, even with Super Chats from Tiger Stacker. Thanks, buddy. Put a 1 in the chat if you think a Scottsdale Mint's next stack around needs to be a rigged wheel. Well, at least he didn't call me Bubbles.
Bubbles, the bubble, the bubble, the bubbles.
My word. I get Tim back, though, on Sunday. I get him back.
hmm
It's war now. So,
Well, if anyone in the chat somehow missed it, you got to watch Yankee's last video he dropped. It was on the last one, right?
yeah, yesterday, Wednesday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my
It's
word.
Yankee's got a nickname.
Ah, he threw me under the bus, but that was a lot of fun. That was a fun video. We didn't get into politics. We didn't get all wound up or anything. There was no need for a trigger warning on the thumbnail, but it was just good old fashioned stacking and people coming in and some great questions. So, and then me getting hammered. All right. Speaking of, well, we talked at the beginning, pre-show about what just happened, dude. Look at this.
Yep.
Israel launches preemptive strike on Iranian nuclear sites, military targets.
Yeah. So
just
it's
happened.
not something that's completely out of the blue. I think a lot of us knew this was coming,
Yes.
and we'll see what happens with the markets. But yeah, this is breaking right now. So
Right. And, Lior Yance is a guy that we love and have had great conversations with, done videos with. He's in Tel Aviv, and he told us, expect this. This is coming. They don't mess around there. So, yeah, that's a very interesting turn of events. What are we seeing with crude? Let me see here.
crude oil is up last I checked.
Look at that spike right when the news hit. Bang.
Yeah, about 5% jump, 7%. Whoa.
Look at the gold. Let's look at gold.
Yeah,
Gold
gold's probably
futures,
noticing.
It's noticing. Yeah, a little spike
30
there.
notice I'm 34 we're like near all time right now.
Wow. Man, now silver. We got to check the silver one, right?
I think probably
What do you think? Silver futures?
yeah, take a look at it.
It's probably not going to react the same way, is it?
Yeah,
Not-
usually with this stuff you see gold go, silver will be later.
There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, the news.
Didn't notice.
Whoa. Again, I think this is an indication of the industrial metal recession sensitive nature of the monetary metal of silver. A lot of people don't look at it as a monetary metal. So, oh my word, what does this mean to the economy? Versus gold as a traditional hedge, right, against international conflict and other craziness. So, yeah,
Sure.
not surprised.
Well, but the thing is, $36 silver, that's no trout in a bucket. I mean, I remember buying, $12 silver, I remember.
I know.
I remember, no one said silver, well, not no one, but a lot of people were like, silver is dead, it's never going to do anything, and it's showing its true colors. I mean,
Right.
it's up what, like $7 on the year. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's just getting started too, honestly. Like I expected silver to be flat in the summer, and it's beaten all my expectations.
Look at this. May, June. And that is why I put the poll in the chat. Have you bought any silver in June? I haven't. And right now, though, it's about 59-41 yes, with about 300 votes. So,
Well, the thing is, though, is like even if you're buying now, I think when we look back on this 5 years, 10 years down the road, it's still going to be this will look like cheap silver. So even at 36,
but just back out from the beginning of the year.
I know
it's that's impressive. I did buy all this stuff right here, not the stacker here, but I did buy these tubes in May. So I got a tube of buffaloes. I'm just going to pull them out. Why not just pull them out? I haven't even played with them. So, yes, I got buffaloes. This is the giveaway, guys, tonight.
Now, are we doing what size is the giveaway?
The size is they're brand new, never before done, 1 ounce.
Beautiful.
Very tricky to have that incuse and that relief.
Hard to make.
Yeah, it is.
But they never even had this size with the Lion.
No, they never did.
Scottsdale.
Nope. Usually 2 ounce, right?
Yeah, I believe that was the smallest they ever did. Yeah.
I have a big chunky one in here, I think. Yeah, here it is. Oh, that's chunky. So,
That is
anyways, yeah.
thick.
So yes, we'll be doing a giveaway. In fact, I need to start harvesting some names here. So I'm going to turn on the harvester. Ooh, there it goes. So you need to put something in the chat. In order to put something in the chat, you need to be a subscriber. So hopefully you subscribed to my channel. Then you can put something in the chat. Mods, if anybody puts in bubbles, time them out. No, don't
Oh,
time them
dude.
out. Don't time them out. I'm just kidding. You can put whatever you want in there. I will gather up those names at the end, stick them on the wheel of names, and spin for a 1 ounce Eagle Stacker. Very nice
Hey,
giveaway from SD
Yankee,
Bullion.
speaking of Eagles,
Mm-hmm.
I texted you something before we started
Oh,
the show.
yes. We got to show that to people
Can we pull
right
that
now.
up?
Yes.
This is your
this is cool.
chance for something really awesome coming out tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this you can only buy this from the United States Mint directly.
Mm-hmm.
This is the only place you're going to be able to buy it from. They will sell out very quickly. So, yeah, why don't you tell them what it is?
I got to zoom in on this privy. It's the 250th anniversary United States Army American Eagle with that privy on there. United States Army. And this is celebrating, I think, what, Saturday? They're going to have that big, huge parade in D.C., and I think that's the president's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so, yeah, it's the 250th anniversary of the United States Army. And this,
So
was this
here-
planned? Did you know this was coming?
I don't remember reading this on the upcoming releases.
Wow.
So I was surprised when I think I saw it yesterday. Someone texted me about it.
Yep.
But I was like, wow. And here's the thing. A lot of people, I can see you in the chat. That is so ridiculous. $105.
Yeah,
for an
105.
ounce of
Wait
silver.
a minute. Explain this.
Here's the thing, guys. Trust me on this.
Mm.
You will not lose money on this coin. Okay. They're already selling for over $200 on eBay. Like sold listings.
Sold listings.
Sold listings, $220 on eBay already.
They haven't it's not even out yet, and they're already.
Well, they sell some to the dealers
Okay.
early.
Yeah, that's what they're getting.
They
Okay.
let, I think, 10% go early, so like 10,000 are already sold. So there's really only 90,000 available for us. But yeah,
100
limit of
total.
1 per household. If you want to buy it just to resell it, get a little cash and buy some silver, totally go for it. But if you want to just keep it and hold it, this is a great piece to hold as well. I mean, it's
This is a
a very
flip.
low
This is a
mintage.
flip target, though. This is
for you,
absolutely
maybe. I
a
would
flip.
hold it.
For me, I'm not a flipper stacker. I would hold it because I think it's cool. I still have my West Point and all the other privies, the 75th anniversary Eagle. I have all those. I didn't flip them.
Yeah.
Might have.
Well,
Should have.
It's something interesting that's going on tomorrow. They come out at noon on the East Coast. On the West Coast, like me, they come out at 9 a.m.
Yep.
I will be trying to buy it. I might not. They might sell out before I'm able to, but I would encourage you, if you've never done anything like this before, there are some places you could resell them where you're guaranteed, like a $70, $80 profit.
Yep.
Maybe even your local coin shop would buy it, because like I know Harry's, they probably gonna send some in for grading, and then the graded ones go for like $400. So it's I think it's a no-brainer. I'm definitely gonna buy it.
I might. It's at noon, right? Noon Eastern.
Yeah, you pop on there and try and get one.
I've had such bad luck with the Mint. You know that. I never. Just their website's better now, right? The whole transactional
There's
thing
a
that was a
waiting room.
nightmare. Oh,
Now there's a waiting room.
Okay, that's right. I might do it. It'd be kind of fun to get one.
Yeah, if you never bought from the U.S. Mint, you gotta sign on tonight, create an account, put your debit card in there, get it all set up tonight. Otherwise, it's not gonna work because the website's gonna be totally glitchy tomorrow. I bet it will sell out in less than 10 minutes. I think it'll just take as long as it takes for people to complete the transaction for it to sell out. It would sell out in 1 second if it could.
I just opened this tube. I didn't even know what year I bought. This is in May 2021.
Oh, you got lucky.
Yeah.
You didn't get a
Exactly.
2015 Milky.
I didn't get a Milky. But, yeah, May was a good month to start getting some more silver or get some more silver, not start. And I think I'm going to wait a little bit. Not with that, 250th anniversary. I'll grab one of those if I can. But stacking, what do you think? Keep going?
I think stick with
wait?
your plan. Okay, so my theory as far as stacking goes is you just buy regularly, right? But occasionally if you see something crazy going on, you might skip a week,
Yes.
skip 2 weeks.
Right.
With the price action right now, I'd like to see it, stay above 35 for 1 or 2 weeks before I feel comfortable. And usually, if it does that it builds a base and then can take off from there. So, but yeah, I'm definitely going to try to buy that silver tomorrow.
All right. So if you haven't voted up top, let me know. Let us know if you've purchased any silver in the month of June yet. So I want to mention what we talked about briefly last SilverPros, right?
Yes.
So last SilverPros I mentioned, hey guys, I think the rules have changed when it comes to stackers selling gold and silver back to the dealer. Okay. Normally, reporting requirements, right? So there was all kinds of metals that you had to, or the dealer had to report on a 1099B. And I said to you, it's changed. I think, Dragons, it's a lot less that you have to report on now, and it's good news. And you're like,
no one really did a video on it.
No one did a video.
I didn't see it in the news.
I know.
This is something that just happened, and
well, it was in the works. This is what I had read through. The NCBA, which is the National Coin and Bullion Association, wanted clarification on this whole thing. And I'm not going to bore people with all this detail, but they did an inquiry. They're like, wait a minute, you're looking at commodity future trading. What's approved, what has to be reported. And specifically, they were zooming in on the 1,000 face value bags of 90%, which you had to report on. So following an extensive investigation, the NCBA determined that current CFTC-approved regulated futures contracts for precious metals predominantly mandate delivery in bar form, and usually the big bars, right?
Yeah.
All right, adhering to specific purity standards. Consequently, precious metal coins and $1,000 face value bags of 90% silver no longer fall within the scope of reportable items under these contracts, contrary to prior practices. So that was the takeaway on that.
Let's go.
Right? No, gold, it was like 20 ounces or more Krugerrands, 25 ounces more Canadian maples, and Mexican Libertades.
They got rid of all that, right?
They got rid of all that. And then with silver, it was like 1,000 ounces or more of silver bullion, bars and rounds, and 1,000 face of 90% silver, dimes, quarters, and half dollars.
Got rid of it.
I reached out to Chase of SD Bullion, and I said, dude, I think you've got the old info on your website. Can you update this for us? So they did a lot of research themselves, and as of yesterday, June 11th,
go.
they updated it for us. So I won't read the whole thing. There's this IRS form 8300. That's the 10,000. That's $10,000 in cash. Keep it under 10,000, right? And of course, capital gains down here. That's the same too. You might have to report capital gains. But here's the beast right here. The IRS form 1099B. A dealer may need to file a form if they engage in certain transactions involving the sale of metals, right? But when selling bullion, not that I ever do, I just buy and hold it.
Right.
It's bars, gold bars, silver bars, platinum bars. They've got to have a certain fineness, okay? And they have to be big. Look at silver bars. 3.9's fine. Sale of 5,000 ounces of silver in not less than 5 1,000-ounce bars.
This is great.
This is great news.
Amazing.
Forget the rounds. Forget the 90% silver, coins, all of that.
Gone.
Eagles, Cougar, whatever it is, silver
You can
Cougarans,
sell
maples.
unlimited
Yes.
junk silver and not have to fill out the 1099 anymore.
I'm so
Unlimited.
glad. I'm so
You
glad.
could sell 100,000,000 ounces
Yeah.
and never have to fill out this form. It's only for the bars
The
now.
dealers don't have to do it. So tell your dealer this, okay? If you're dealing with a local coin shop dealer, they need to know this information. So anyway.
And the gold bars, it's no longer the gold coins
Nope.
where it's 25 ounces.
No gold coins. None.
So
Cougarans,
you could
maples,
sell
eagles,
unlimited
buffaloes, you name
gold
it.
maples,
Yeah.
unlimited, not have to fill out the 1099.
It's good news.
Really good.
All right. So, yeah, I just wanted to share that with people. I've been doing this between the last show. I was behind the scenes saying, no, I got to get this down for next SilverPros.
Well, you figured it out, and I'm glad you looked into it because, again, this is something that a lot of channels have not reported on, have not done any videos on. No one's talking about it. I can almost guarantee if I go down to Harry's Coin Shop, they're going to have the old info.
Right.
But next time I'm in there, I'm going to update them and let them all know and everything. So
yep, I updated Tim. Yep, you got to let them know.
This is amazing.
All right. Well, I think that was all the information I wanted to share. Do you think we should get to the Q&A? Because we've guaranteed that we're going to do how many at least? What's the minimum?
At least 10 questions.
All right. I'm going to set that up, but I do want to shout out a couple more super chats. So John Ruck, super chat at $2. Hit the like all and share the stream. Yeah, you might want to share this one. Christopher Tornley, super chat at $5. Former Yankee stacking. Appreciate your all's knowledge.
For like a day.
Yeah, right.
I thought he said Yankee stacker.
No, it's
Sorry,
yeah, former Yankee stacking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right, so let's just add the Q&A section in here. Ask.
I was like, who remembers Yankee stacker?
Here.
That had to be like a day or
that was
2-3 days.
One day.
One day.
And
I remember Yankee stacker.
YouTube banned me. They blacklisted me, thought I was a spammer because I was telling people about my new channel, and I was like, oh no, what do I do? The first day.
Yankee, do you remember who your first subscriber was when you started this channel? I don't know if you remember. I just
Bubbles. It was you. It was you, man. You were my first subscriber.
I am the OG subscriber to Yankee Stacking.
Yes, you are.
But he has an amazing channel. You're getting really close to 200,000 subscribers.
It's going to be a fun series of giveaways, including gold as well as a pile of silver. So hopefully people will join that live stream when it comes up. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right. So Happy Hippo says I was the first subscriber. No, you weren't. No. All right. Actually, let me show this so you can see this too. But yeah, if you have any questions, please put it in the chat right in there. You go to the top of the chat and switch it to questions. And that's their Q&A section in there. All right. Now that Israel has attacked Iran, Papa's Wood Shop wants to know, what will that do to silver? We just touched on it in the beginning of the hour, right?
Yeah. So, like, immediately, it's not doing anything to silver. Usually, when these countries that have lots of oil are fighting, oil goes up right away. That is what we're seeing. Gold is going up as well. I think we're gonna have to wait. I would expect it would go up.
I think it's gonna follow. Boy, it's hard to tell. It's really
gonna follow gold. I think.
But gold is definitely going up. Definitely. The uncertainty, is this going to expand? What's Iran going to do next?
It's one hit or however many they did, 15, for the first strike. This could be, a prolonged thing for the next few months, few years.
Now, let's be frank here. They have done this before in the past. Okay, this is not completely unprecedented. But it seems like now, though, the powder keg is even more filled and lit, so it could be more dramatic this time.
There was one question about Silver Baggins. What was the copyright issue with Silver Baggins? Was it because Lord of the Rings? Yeah, it was the Warner Brothers sent me a cease and desist, so I had to switch my name from Silver Baggins to Silver Dragons. That was like 6 years ago.
I will never forget that phone call with you.
Oh man, I was so nervous.
You and I were like, "Oh, Dan, what does it mean? I don't know." And we're like, "This could turn into something good. We gotta make this work, right?" You did a great job with your channel from that.
Thanks. I think it worked out for the
Oh,
better.
yeah, absolutely. Paul Fav. Do you think the chaos in our country will continue to drive silver prices up? Boy, there's a lot in the news. LA in the news, a lot of social unrest, chaos. I got to be careful here. I don't want to go overboard. I don't think we're at chaos yet, but it's a crisis is brewing. All right.
Maybe if you live in LA.
I know, right? Okay, fine. If you're in LA or something, and some of the other cities are starting to. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, aren't they trying to do a protest on this weekend as well, Saturday?
I'm
So
sure
who
they
knows? Yeah, I think there's something going on. Something about a king. But here's the deal: whether or not prices go up, whether or not we're in chaos as a nation or in our country, I, as a prepper stacker, think it is so wise to have some, especially silver as a potential barter currency and gold as a financial arc to help see you through the waters of chaos, all right? So you need to protect. Do you put everything into it? No, I don't subscribe to that, but I think it's prudent to have that type of wealth insurance and potential barter currency in place before things get crazy.
Yeah. Yep. And it's funny, someone posted in the regular chat, they said, total chaos, McDonald's is selling value meals for $15.
Okay, all right, that's it. We are really, really in chaos now. That's it.
Come on.
No, I'm kidding. What? Oh,
It's
first
because they
first
raised
world
the
problems.
minimum wage. Now they got to
Yeah.
charge more.
That is true. There's a lot of fiscal and monetary shenanigans going on that do not seem to be getting resolved. I won't get too political here. I won't get political at all tonight, but we need to be preparing with silver and gold, not just investing in it.
There was one other question, not in. I do see we are going to get to the Q&A actual section, but OC Stacker said, "How do you pre-order the Army Silver Eagle? It
Go
has to
ahead.
be on the U.S. Mint website, and you can't pre-order it, so you can only order it tomorrow
Yes.
at 9 a.m. if you're on the West Coast like me in Oregon, or if you're on the East Coast like Yankee, at noon.
I'll be
So
logged in, ready to go. Click, 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 like a minute before, right? You're just
10 minutes before.
10 minutes before you're clicking. I get no, you need to be ready long before noon, but that you have all your information in, right? Credit card or whatever they take, you want to have it ready to go. So you're not, oh no, I got to log in. It's gone.
Be ready.
Gone.
Be ready.
Yes.
There you go. Or 6 a.m. in Hawaii. That is correct, Mark.
I heard junk silver is now $2 below spot on buyback. Is that true? Dude.
It depends on where you're selling, and it also depends on how much you're selling. So one of the things I've seen is that if you're selling a larger quantity, you actually usually do better on the buybacks.
Sure. Yeah.
So keep that in mind.
I don't know where that is.
I don't know where your local coin shop is, but I wouldn't be surprised, honestly. But the thing is why would you be selling that right now anyway? That's like one of the things you should really be holding on to if you can.
Yep, I agree with that. Talk about Lebanon and the counterfeit pre-33 gold.
Well, this is SilverPros.
Yes. And I do not know what angle that is in. I'm not sure I could speak intelligently on that.
I heard something about counterfeit pre-33 gold when I was at Harry's a few days ago. I don't know, maybe more of it's popping up or something. I would not be surprised. With the price of gold going up, it makes sense for them to do it. Well,
something happened. I can't speak to that one, but this is interesting. Oh, it's a commercial. Hold on. Oh, I hate this site. All right, WMUR. Right here. Man faces felony charge after New Hampshire retiree spends millions on gold in an alleged scam. We're talking $3.1 million he's scammed out of. $3.1 million. So you got to be careful, so careful about how you're buying your gold and silver, where you're buying it. Unfortunately, he was in his 72. They prey on old people. So that just happened in my state. very frustrated to see that. Are you guys going for the Army coin only, or are you going to get the Navy and Marines
Gotta
coin?
get them all. Gotta get them all.
Yeah, what about the Air Force?
Is that next year? Or how many
That's a
years
good
till we get that?
question.
I don't.
Yeah.
It could be actually. Yeah, it could be a ways
Oh,
down
it
the
could be
road.
a ways down. Coast Guard. I don't know what it. So it will be Army, Navy, and Marines, right?
And then in like 200 and something years, we'll get the Space Force coin because it's the 250-year anniversary. So we have a long time to wait for the Space Force coin to come out.
Dan, I don't even want to read this question because you used the B word. But
Bubbles.
are you planning on having another show on Tim's Gold and Silver Vault? Maybe. I'm working hard at helping Tim out behind the scenes. Some liquidation options. If certain ones work out, I might be able to film that as well. So stay tuned. I know there's some big stuff brewing here, and it's a family thing, right? His daughters and everything. So I'm trying because it just can't stay the way it is right now.
I did see a question about safes. What safes do you recommend? That's something we don't talk about a lot on this show.
We have, but no, we haven't done a lot of it. We did talk about how to keep your metals safe.
Yeah, I think, from the research I've done, I talked to one locksmith about it. I did a video I think 3 months ago, maybe 2 months ago. Their recommendation was go with like a burglary safe and go with the mechanical dial.
Absolutely.
And ideally, the manufacturer of the dial is different than the manufacturer of the safe.
Yep. And ideally, you can change the combination too.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
You got to change it. Yep.
And, they come in all different shapes and sizes. The biggest you can afford. You got to plan for the future. Silver takes up a lot of space, so don't get a tiny one. So there you go.
Is it true Britannias have more silver than eagles?
No, not true.
Nope, not at all.
They have the exact same amount.
True, 1 troy ounce.
Yes.
What is the spread for irregular Royal Canadian Mint coins? So,
the weird size.
The weird size. Yeah, 1.25, 1.5. 2 ounces are less weird, but the other ones, 1.25, 1.5, yeah.
Yeah, I would say those you should be trying to buy as cheap as possible because when you go to sell they're definitely less desirable.
Mm-hmm.
The coin shops are not gonna pay you as much as if you just had like 1 ounce rounds or something else, or even like maples that they're gonna we'd way rather have 1 ounce maples than a 1.5 ounce wolf or moose. I don't know, whatever they are. So
the wildlife series. It's almost like they make those for scammers in IRA companies or shady online dealers that are like, we'll sell you the 1.25 ounce Canadian wildlife, and the premiums are ridiculous. So beware. B Taylor says, are you guys lowering the amount of silver you buy considering the higher price? Oh. That poll at the top, we both voted on it. Yeah.
Can I say something in regard to that?
Yeah.
Well, if your strategy was to spend the same dollar amount every month, then obviously you're going to get less silver, right?
It's true.
And so that that's just something. But as far as are you purposefully buying less because the price is up? I think a lot of people have an eye on it, and like I mentioned before, I like to see when silver pops up, I like to see at least 2 weeks for it to settle in. So I do not like to buy on the spikes. That being said, I am going to pick up that one eagle tomorrow, but
that's different though. That's more collector stacking. It's a special one, right? And you might flip it, or keep it. But stacking rounds and bars and junk and some of these that the maples that I have here. That I've only held off for a couple weeks. This recent jump, I was like, okay, let's see if it settles a bit. But I'm still buying. I still have targets that I've set for 2025, right? And I still am buying silver, right? So that hasn't changed.
Yeah, I filled my first stacker vault. I'm working on the second one now,
Nice.
and I'm going to get both of those filled this year.
Wow.
So
Good for you.
so my goal this year, it's right around 500 ounces of silver.
Yep.
I'm over halfway there, and
Mm-hmm.
the year is not even halfway over, so I'm ahead of schedule.
Excellent. My second monster box of Eagles. I'm about 2/3 there. So I might
Nice.
just stick a tube or two in this year and just kind of slowly get that over the hump. All right. Let's see. I found a large amount of silver coins. What should I do with it? Wow. Way to go, Goose. I
Keep 'em.
found. Keep. You know,
Put them in a safe.
I don't feel bad about doing this because Tim usually likes it when people buy and don't sell it back to him. But when people are there and they're like, I found a bunch of this stuff that my grandfather had and I don't know what to do with it. And we go through it and she or he is like, so should I just keep it? And they look right at me and I have the camera in my hand and I look at them, my eyes get big and go, if you can keep it, keep it. And they go, oh, okay. It's like, I love that. And Tim's just grinning. Yep. Mm-hmm. You'll be happy. But that's a good advice.
Yeah, stack and hold. Let's see. Did you know Eagles are now being bought for less than spot by dealers from Metally Corrupted? That is surprising. That is Eagles?
That's not the case with Tim. He's paying, I think, spot.
Yeah.
I think
So
it's
you're
spot.
saying,
But it has gone down. It used to be you get more than spot for Eagles. It
Right.
was, and it has crept down. So maybe in some places they are buying it for less. Now remember, dealers either make their profit, they need to make a profit or they go out of business, on a buy or on the sell, right? So some dealers will actually say, we'll give a good deal when you sell your metals to them. And you're like, wow, this is great. And then you go and buy something from them and it's like, wait a minute. Well, they have to make it somewhere. And sometimes it's the opposite. I actually have a spreadsheet, a database of crowdsourced local coin shop dealers all around the country, and my members have access to it. It's been helpful for a lot of people because I don't know about you, Dragons. You might get this. I get emails from people like, I'm in
Every
Tennessee. Where's a good local? I had to put this together, and I curated a bit, but people, it's crowdsourced. They put that in, and one of the columns is where do they make their profit? On the buy or on the sell, mostly. And a lot of people say, no, this is a great place to buy, but you don't want to sell them here. It's just a helpful thing to know.
Yeah, I have seen that as well. So yeah, if your dealer is paying you less than spot from Eagles, take them somewhere else. Do not sell there. I wouldn't. That's ridiculous.
Let's see. Will the rest of the precious metals follow gold like platinum? Christopher wants to know.
Hey, platinum has been taken off. Can you pull it up? Are you able to pull it? So palladium was, higher than platinum for what? Several years? 2, 3, 4 years? I don't know. But
woohoo!
Platinum
Year to date.
Look at this.
Look at this.
It's finally
is this
going.
Platinum? Is this Platinum Pros? We should start another one. Platinum Pros.
Platty Pros.
Oh, man. Just in the month. Yeah, it's just been trending way up. And palladium?
Yeah. Palladium is kind of floundering.
Look
at this.
More volatile. Yeah, that's a French metal. They love palladium.
Palladium's.
Yeah.
So now that platinum is passed up palladium, yeah,
13.
We're getting back to sort of the good old days, right? Remember, platinum was very strong for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
It dipped, but yeah, we'll see what happens with platinum. I got my eye on it. I have a little bit of platinum, not a lot to really make a dent, but I'm okay with it going up.
I got to click this gold-silver ratio. I didn't today. Yeah, I'm not surprised. A little bit of an uptick here, but oh my word, it almost got into the 80s.
I know.
And that was not, and it will. And it wasn't because gold came down. Everybody was saying, the GSR will go down because the gold's going to go. No, silver went up, as we saw earlier. That is what did it to the GSR, which is kind of cool. Anyway,
dude, look at gold right now.
Should I look?
$47?
Oh no! Let me look at the.
Can
There's
we
this.
just take a little look-see here?
Oh. Look at the futures on gold.
Uh-oh. Man, in real time, it's actually... But I was going to say, if you go back to SD Bullion, you could compare it to the all-time high, because they should be updating now still.
Yeah, 34. They are 34.
Not on the
30.
chart, but on the left. What is the all-time that they have for close? We got to be in the ballpark for the all-time close right now.
34.3904. Ask. There's the bid.
We're in the ballpark,
We're close.
aren't we?
Well, 34. Actually,
I think we're over it. I think if it
34.
We're at an all-time.
Well, are these close prices?
Yeah.
These are closes, right?
Yeah.
So if we could hold here, it would be a close at the all-time.
A new all-time
record. Yeah. Jeez.
Oh my God.
I know. I did pick up a little bit of gold last month too.
That's what I'm saying, man.
I know, back in May. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Look at that. Jeez.
Commodities, bro.
Oh, man. Silver. Yep. All right. More questions.
Yeah.
Do you have any form of solar system? I bought a 4,000 watt solar system with a 1600 Ah of life before batteries. Awesome. I don't. And then Paul also said, need to buy a solar generator for backup. I think that's fantastic. I love that prep. You need an auxiliary. Multiple forms of energy is great. I mean, I have my tri-fuel backup generator. I just exercised it yesterday and it purred like a kitten. You need to have it. Now, I live around a lot of trees and I've evaluated it, and it's really not the best location for solar.
Windy.
Yeah. How about you? You've got space. You've got the spot for solar, dude.
Yeah, it does rain a lot here, though.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's cloudy a lot in Oregon. I've got my gas generator, and I didn't have to use it last year. Maybe early, so I used it the year before. So, but yeah, no, I have my gas generator, and I feel comfortable with that.
OC Stacker said that is true. Went to LA on Tuesday. My sympathies. Smelter said banks do not want silver. Tim said his wholesaler is up to their eyeballs. Interesting, huh?
Yep. A lot of silver is coming out of the hands of the public, going back to the dealers, going back to the refiners right now. And
that pendulum is going to swing back, though.
Yeah, at some point, the people who want to sell will have sold all their silver, and it's just going to be demand. So I think the people that are selling right now, there's two types of people. There's the people who have been holding it since it was these prices, they're waiting for 35. And then there's the people who have to sell because they just need the cash for their bills or what have you.
Well said.
So I think a lot of the like heavy stackers are just holding right now because
I would call the first two weak hands or needy hands.
Yeah. But that's not ideal to be in that position. Obviously, the best thing you could probably do right now would just be hold or continue to stack more. So.
Have you sold any gold for silver? I know Yankee doesn't do that. Dan. Is it?
I did.
You did?
I did a video
on it. You did a video on it. Yeah, I saw that.
It was 1 ounce of gold for 101 ounces of silver.
And what was the ratio at that point?
It was like 108.
It was over 100, wasn't it?
It was. Yeah.
So you could go back the other way, right? If you wanted to.
I probably could now.
Get a tad bit more gold, just a teeny weeny bit.
Or have a little extra silver. I could get my ounce of gold back and have a few ounces of silver.
There you go. Give me that ounce back, and I'll keep these few silver, right? This silver.
Yeah, I think I'm ahead, but I'm still going to wait. I really want to double up. I want to get 2 ounces of gold for the 101 ounces of silver.
Okay. So you're waiting for what? 50 something?
Yeah,
60?
about 45 or something. I think we'll get there.
What is your recommendation on hiding precious metals when living in an apartment? And burying may not be an option. That is tough. In an
Whoa.
apartment, you don't have land, you're stuck in there, and depending on how much silver and gold you have, it may be challenging to find a spot that you can hide it. And you may not have anybody else that you can trust that lives somewhere else that you can put it with them.
Whoa.
And yeah, what are you looking at?
Well, yeah, an apartment, you don't want to go in the walls or
No,
the floor
no,
or anything like that.
can't do that.
You
Usually.
got to get creative. You might look at like food options. Just think about what, someone who's breaks in, what they're going to go for first. They're going to go right to your closet. They're going to go to the bathroom, look for jewelry,
Mm-hmm.
big electronics, that stuff. So the places there, they're not going to look, maybe inside of your furniture,
Mm-hmm.
Couch, obviously, different like, cereal box or some type of food container that they're not going to pull out.
Hide it in plain
Uh,
sight, that type of thing. Yeah,
yeah, you could do that too. I mean, there's options, but yeah, it's going to be tough.
it is tough. Do you collect any ancient coins?
I have a few.
I don't have any.
The problem is just the liquidity on those,
Right.
and very hard to verify. NGC is the only company, I believe,
Yep.
that will grade ancient coins, and they actually have a disclaimer where they're like, we might not be right on this.
Yikes.
I mean, they literally say we could be wrong, but we think we're right. So yeah, ancients, they're not as liquid. They're tough to move, but they are fun. I mean, there's historical things like coins from when Jesus was around.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Pontius Pilate coin.
The denarius.
Um,
Yeah, I'd love that.
yeah, there's
Yeah.
a lot of fun things you could get if you like, but
Sonny says, are American coins still a good thing to buy? If you live in America, they're always a good thing to buy.
mhm.
Absolutely. Chris Mullins, are goldbacks any good in case of the economy crash? You want to talk about goldbacks?
Yeah. So the purpose of goldbacks is not price exposure; it's for barter.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're worried about SHTF and you have silver but you want gold as well, then that you're the ideal person to buy those. If you're just looking to like invest in gold, um, some people do buy them for that.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
you can go that route if you like, but I would say the primary reason to buy them is for people who want to barter with them.
Yeah.
So just evaluate what you want.
Do you see any in here that catch your eye? I see one, but I don't want to let you take a peek first.
Do you think gold will hit its all-time high tonight or tomorrow? Tonight.
Tonight.
Right now.
Right now. Exactly. I'm looking at this one. Suggested gold to silver ratio in your stack. I'm working on my first 100 ounces of silver. We'll be at 70 ounces once my next order arrives. Just ordered my first gold too. 20 gold francs. Roosters. The rooster. Yes.
Cool.
So what's the ratio here? He's talking about stacking ratio between his gold and silver.
There's just so many factors. It depends on your age.
Mm-hmm.
It depends on your stacking goals.
Amen.
Are you more worried about barter, investment? Like, where are you at? I would say probably a good place to be is several hundred ounces of silver to every ounce of gold. If you're on the younger side, call it 200, 300, 400, maybe 500 if you really want to get extreme.
Yep.
But if you're, looking at retirement in the next 5-10 years, you're going to want to be more into the gold. So maybe, 100 ounces of silver for every ounce of gold, something like that. Maybe like 50 if you're, already at retirement age. What do you think, Yankee? Is that pretty reasonable?
I think I like what you're saying there. How about some? I'll share mine if you want.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't. It's hard for me to tell someone else this is what you need to do because that's you brought up great points. For me, I have a silver to gold ratio of 41.5 ounces.
Are you serious? Okay, and I did say if you're close to retirement, you're pretty close, Yankee.
I am absolutely there, man. I'm 59. All right. So I am retired, right?
Well, there you go.
Semi-retired, right? But my GSR value, okay,
Mhm.
is I have 2.3 times the amount of value in gold as I do in silver. So 3,271 ounces of silver
Wow.
and 78.79 ounces of gold. And now you know
So-
why. And now you know why I have an anonymous YouTube channel. But seriously, that is for me the right mix. I
And how much
love
platinum?
silver, but
No platinum?
0 platinum, 0 palladium,
Wow.
because I don't view them as investments. This is wealth
Right.
insurance, right? For me, yeah.
So I would say I'm probably closer to 200 to 300 ounces of silver for every ounce of gold.
Yep.
So I
It's
don't
good.
exactly know
Well,
to the number like Yankee does, but
dude, I'm old enough to be your dad, for goodness sake. So I mean,
you're actually older than my dad.
Oh, okay, thanks. But no, it does depend on a lot of things, right? Does that mean, oh, well, Yankee doesn't like silver? Wrong. I love silver, but it has to fit in the context of why I'm stacking, my purpose, my exit strategy, and my age and risk tolerance and all that. So,
Yeah.
all right. So I am still in queue questions here. We're almost out of time, though, man. We're getting down there. 10 minutes.
Well, we answered a
maybe?
lot.
We
Probably went through
did.
15 or 20 already.
We did. Maybe a couple more.
Yeah.
Why is this? Okay, did this go backwards on me?
Yeah, sometimes it kind of glitches.
That's wild.
Yeah. How did Silver Dragons and Yankee first connect online right here?
That's true. Yeah. That was really
Weren't
fun.
we watching like a Salivate Metal live stream
think
and we were
we
both
were.
commenting or something?
You and I were both. You started your channel a little bit before me.
Right.
Same year, 2018?
2018. Yeah.
Earlier, though, in the year. I started in August. Coming up on 7 years. Wow. But, you and I were both like, hey, let's start our channels here. And we're answering questions. And it was really, though, me seeing your cash to trash to gold.
Trash
to cash to silver. Sorry. That video, I was like, that millennial, I want to know. I was impressed with that video. And I reached out to you. The rest is history.
Yeah. But we owe it to old Sal, the godfather of the stacking
godfather of the stacking community. Yep, he's awesome. Is there anything else jumping on here? It did really glitch, didn't it?
Yeah, sometimes if too many questions go in, it moves them around.
New to stacking, have a mix of rounds and bars. What do you suggest to stock up on? Rounds and bars. We got to be careful here. Rounds are bars. They're circular bars, not coins. Coins are made from sovereign mints. They have a monetary value to them. But a round is a private. Look, I'll show you right now. That's a round, and I like it. I like it. I like circular silver.
Can we do like a little exercise with this, Yankee?
Sure.
I'll give you some options, and you tell me which you would prefer.
Okay.
And I think people are gonna get the picture right away.
All right.
Okay. So you could either buy a 1 ounce silver round or a 1 ounce silver bar. Which do you prefer?
1 ounce silver round.
Okay. Let's switch it up a little bit. 1 ounce, 5 1 ounce silver rounds or a 1 5 ounce silver bar. You see where I'm going?
Oh yeah, I do. 5 1 ounce silver rounds.
You like that better than the bar?
I do.
Okay.
I do. Even though it's a little bit more expensive, I would.
Can we do one more?
Yeah, go ahead. No. Can I just quick caveat? If the bar was cheaper, I'll buy a lot. I might be tempted, right? So, but normal costs, normal premiums, I'd go with a 5. Go.
Okay,
5
last
rounds.
one.
Yep.
10 1 ounce silver rounds or 1 10 ounce silver bar.
Are you serious?
I am serious.
You're just giving Bubbles a hard time. I would do 10 rounds.
Okay. I think they get the picture.
Rounds. And coins, too. Obviously, I have maples. These are coins. These are made by the Royal Canadian Mint. So, yes. I like coins too. I like round metal. It tends to be seen more as money than bars.
Yeah.
There's a reason that we mint our coins in circles.
Yep. I would do the same thing.
Beagle Bob, do you have a ham license as part of being a prepper? No, I don't yet. I have a different license for short distances of communication within my own prepper community. So there's a person to my east and there's a person to my south that I connect up with these radios. But they're not ham radios.
You don't have your
Don't have my
carrier
ham.
pigeons
I know.
trained
Stop it. No, but it's good because if something were to happen, and pull them out of the Faraday cage and boom, talk to them. Hopefully, we'll see. I also have bounced off of some relays so we can get a little further distances. But it's important as a prepper to be able to have the community, to be able to connect up if something really bad were to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And have a meetup spot and a bug in and a bug out location and a far away bug out location, which we are working on.
Can we go to like the very newest questions and
Sure.
try and get like one or two of like the people who just asked them?
Absolutely. Yeah. Do you see one?
You could pick.
How do you bury silver? How would you bury silver?
Just make sure it's a total airtight, watertight container.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Dirty Man save system.
Me too.
I think it's great, but
Yep.
yeah, just make sure no water or air can get in generally, and also don't use PVC.
Oh no. No.
Make sure if it's like in a pipe, like ABS is
Yes.
way better because the PVC will turn all your stuff weird colors.
Yep.
It'll ruin it.
Should I open my monster box or keep it sealed? It depends. It depends. Are you a stack and holder? Are you a YouTuber that has to show this stuff on camera? If you just want to play with your silver, yeah. If you want to flip it though, if you're expecting to sell it back, keep it sealed.
Who are you going to sell it to? That should be your first question.
And when?
If it, yeah, well, maybe when too. But like, let's say it's your local coin shop. Let's say you're not going to sell it. Mail it to someone you already know. This is my guy. I'm going to take it here when I need to sell. Ask them, will they pay you more for a sealed box, or does it not matter? And what I found is 9 times out of 10, they pay you the exact same price at the local coin shops. If it's sealed or unsealed, it does not matter. So if they don't care, then I would definitely open it up and take a look at the coins.
I like that too. Believe it or not, sealed monster boxes mean less than sealed tubes.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. Well, I ended the Q&A and I ended the poll. 55% have purchased silver.
Wow.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. All right. I think it's time, don't you? We want to give away something, right?
We want to give away some free silver.
I need to bring it up. Shoot, SD.
What are you doing?
I know. I realized I had all these different websites up, but I didn't have SD Bullion's website up. So, guys, if you haven't checked out SD Bullion, make sure that you sign up for their email blasts. You get or text. You get really good deals before other people even know about it from SD Bullion. So, I like these Proclaim Liberty bars. Those are really nice. Oh yeah, there's some really fun. Did you know about the antique one? I love the Rifleman. That antique would be fun to have.
I did not. I don't remember them confirming whether they were going to do it or not.
But okay.
I think we asked them and they didn't say.
There they are. There they are. The 1 ounce Scottsdale Silver Eagle Stacker. This is what we're going to be giving away tonight. But definitely click the deals page. That's the first place I always go to. I just click it. I want to know what they're selling. And that's where you see all kinds of cool stuff. So, yes, this one. The 1 ounce, 2 ounce, 5 ounce. We're going to give away the 1 ounce tonight. But put something in the chat.
They're nearing the end of the deal on these.
Yeah, the introductory pricing, right?
Yeah, so I don't know if it's next week or when it's going to start, but they're going to.
Right there.
Yeah, it's very.
Limited.
Yeah. If you
gonna
want to
go.
get them sooner than later, probably.
I agree. All right, so we just give them a couple more seconds to get something in there. I am going to stop harvesting names in just a few seconds. Then I'll put it on the wheel of names. We're going to spin it. All right, here we go. Stop. And takes a bit to catch everything. Copy, and then let's switch over. Browser.
Best of luck, everyone. And we have Ron Navy with the $5 super chat. Thanks for the info on the Army Privy Eagle coming out tomorrow. I registered account. You guys rock. Well, good luck.
Oh,
I mean,
thank
it's
you.
not guaranteed to get one. They will probably sell out very, very fast.
All right, I got to go down here and make sure that I'm in here. WXY. I don't see me. Yankee, I must have not put it in earlier.
Better put that on there.
YankeeStacking. Should I also put in Silver Dragons?
Don't need to put me in
Oh,
twice.
no, I
I'm
want to
in there.
make sure you're in there. Okay, let's shuffle
But you're
it up.
putting me in twice, though.
No.
I'm
I
already
wouldn't do
in.
that. I would never put you in twice. Remember?
Yeah, you would.
No, I wouldn't. The options during the spin. Where's the options here? I
Where's
think
the duplicates?
I
Come
think
on.
duplicates aren't in there, right?
They better not be.
Yeah. Display duplicates is off, so you're good.
Okay, I'm good. Unless there's like a space or something weird where I am.
Everybody, the newbies are probably going, wait, what's he talking about? Why is he upset that he's put in
I don't
twice?
wanna win.
You don't want to win. Not on the wheel of names. Not on SilverPros, because that means we have to give away an extra ounce of silver, right?
Yeah, we got to pony up another ounce.
I don't want to do that.
I mean, it's not the end of the world.
No, it's not.
But,
Absolutely.
It would be bad luck.
Should I give away something extra?
Hey man, we're on your channel, Yankee.
There was one thing that didn't get given away. The person did not connect with me from my Ask Yankee live stream that we did with Tim.
Run it back.
What do you think? Should I do a double?
Do it. What is it?
It's the ET 40th anniversary silver.
Oh man, that's kind of sick.
I know, right? It comes in the package. No one, they didn't
want it.
They didn't want it. No, they didn't connect to me, and then send me an email. I even checked my spam to make sure it didn't get hung up. Nobody claimed this.
All right.
So why don't we give this away? Because I think it would be kind of cool. We'll do that first. We'll spin twice, guys. Okay. One for me and one from SD Bullion. Now, for me, anyone in U.S. or Canada is eligible to win that ET coin. Just need one of those two mailing addresses, United States or Canada. When it comes to SD Bullion for the giveaways, U.S. only. And that's it. So we're going to spin it right now.
Yep. Best of luck.
Yeah.
This is for the ET.
This is for the ET. Yes. ET. Yeah. So they didn't reach out to me. And Mrs. Yankee was doing all the packaging. And she's like, honey? I'm like, oh, don't have that one. All right. She finished them up.
You get a second crack at it, right?
Here it is. Skippy Fix It, Steve Hayward, Ralph, Brad, and KW. It looks like it's going to be RSHF.
There it is.
All right. And thank you, STFU and Stack Silver PMG. Yes, give us something and wait extra. I appreciate that super chat. All right, so we'll remove that. That was the first winner. Email me your mailing address if that's you, RSHF. And then now, this one, you're going to need to send not just your mailing address to me, but also the phone number. This will be sent off to SD Bullion. If they have any issues, they may need to give you a ring. Good luck, everyone.
Let's see who takes this one home. These are cool stackers, too.
Yeah, they are. I love them. Sean, Eric, Crypto Pimp, and Phil Paquette. Looks like James is going to try hard to hold on to this one.
Oh.
Ooh, right down to the end. But no, Jason Martinez steals it. Sorry about that. All right, Jason, email me your mailing address and phone number. You just won. Okay. That's it. That
is it. That was a lot of fun. And we will, 2 weeks, right? We're doing another one of these shows?
Yes, it'll be on your channel this time. We appreciate everybody watching SilverPros. This is our way to give back to you guys and to teach you as much as we can about stacking like a pro. All right. So, and one more super chat came in. I would take the silver. Bubbles are too fragile. Like that. Oh, my God. Oh my goodness. Thank you for the $5 super chat. And also Tiger super chat at $5 frostbite. Yankee, always remove my name because it related to the professor. Dude, you're still you're on there, brother. What are you talking about? You can win. I wouldn't rig it and keep you from winning, Tiger. I wouldn't. Just to prove it. Tiger
we gotta double check that.
He's right there. He's right there. Don't give me that. All right, guys. So anyways, this has been a lot of fun. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next time on SilverPros.
Stack like a pro.